How's it going, everyone? My name is George, and today we are going to be reviewing Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. This is the fifth film in the Jurassic Park franchise, the sequel to Jurassic World, the second film in the Jurassic World trilogy. And this film was not directed by Colin Trevorrow, although Colin Trevorrow stayed on as a writer and producer. This was directed by J.A. Bayona, and in this film, there's a volcano on Isla Nublar that's about to erupt, and there's a lot of questions about should we save these dinosaurs, should we not? And what seems to be a rescue mission turns out to be something more, and we have our new Jurassic Park adventure. So, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is an interesting film because this is, to me, the definition of a really mixed bag of a movie. Because I like the first half of this film a lot. The second half, while I don't think is terrible, slows the film down and takes me out of it. So basically, the first half of this film is about should we save the dinosaurs, should we not? Is La Nublar, the volcano, is about to erupt? Can we save these dinosaurs? Can we save Blue? And I found this very interesting because it does ask some questions such as should we save these dinosaurs? Source, can they be considered animals? Can they be protected by animal rights groups or have the same rights as endangered species? And I love that you have Ian Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum at the beginning basically saying that we can't save them. And I also like that Bryce Dallas Howard's character Claire, she goes through character development in this film. She's now a dinosaur rights activist. She's advocating for the dinosaurs to be spared. So I like that her character has grown and changed. And we see Chris Pratt's character Owen, he's very hesitant, but then he remembers how much he cares for Blue and decides to go on their adventure. So they team up with the Lockwood estate. Lockwood's played by James Cromwell, which is pretty interesting because if you recall in Spider-Man 3, Bryce Dallas Howard played Gwen Stacy and James Cromwell played Captain George Stacy, her father. So that's pretty interesting of a bit of a reunion there. So they go into Isla Nublar and you see the remains of Jurassic World. And you also have some other characters. Justice Smith plays this character named Franklin, who it feels like this character belongs in a Transformers film, not a Jurassic World film. He reminds me of one of those annoying human characters that's like flailing his arms around. Someone that would probably be with be a friend of Shia LaBeouf's in those movies. Um, Not as annoying as the roommate in Revenge of the Fallen, but kind of annoying. And that's not a knock on Justice Smith. He's a very good actor, but it just felt like all they gave him was screaming human character that's along for the ride. Danielle Pinella, sorry if I mispronounced her name, her character Zia. I think as far as the new characters go, she seems to be one of the more interesting new characters, but she's really not on screen all that much. They focus more so on the Franklin character. But obviously, when the volcano's erupting and they're being chased by dinosaurs, that leads to some really cool stuff. Visually, this is a great looking film. The visuals are great. The action work is great. Like it's a great film. It's like a great looking film. And again, the first half when they're on Isla Nublar and they're trying to escape dinosaurs, they're trying to locate Blue, they're trying to escape this volcano eruption. All that stuff I really enjoy. It's not great, but I think it's very good. There are some suspenseful moments. There's some uncomfortable, tense moments, such as when Claire and Franklin are in the remains of that rolling ball ride from the previous film, and they're trying to escape, and then they land up in the water. But then you're worried, are they going to drown because they can't get out of it? And then you have that iconic image of the Brachiosaurus trying to escape the island, wanting the humans who are taking these dinosaurs to come back and pick it up. And then and you find out the director said, "Oh, that's the same Brachiosaurus you first see in the first Jurassic Park." And you see it burn. It's kind of iconic because the first dinosaur that we see in Jurassic Park is also the last remaining dinosaur, and it dies. And that's actually really sad. Sad. That was a really sad death scene. So then we get to the second half of the film. So we find out that these group of mercenaries are really taking the dinosaurs to sell them to the black market. And while I don't think that's like a terrible idea, it just slows down what was a really quick paced first half film that was like moving very quickly. And some of the other stuff that comes out in the second half, like apparently the girl Macy, she's a clone apparently, like they're cloning humans now, and that's why Lockwood and Hammond like had a big fallout in the past, and it's and then there's this new Indoraptor, and it's like, why are we going with another genetically enhanced dinosaur? Like, yeah, the Indominus Rex was very cool in the previous Jurassic Park film, but why do we need it? In fact, it felt like the Indoraptor like announcement just came out of nowhere. It's like as soon as we're done with the island stuff, we're gonna announce that we got this new dinosaur on the way. And yeah, it does lead to some tense moments in the house when this dinosaur is chasing seeing Owen, Claire, and Macy, but ultimately this dinosaur just feels unnecessary. It's like, hey, the Indominus Rex was very cool, let's have another enhanced dinosaur. When in reality, this probably should have just been a film about, do we spare the dinosaurs and should we not? Because that's a concept that I felt was very interesting, especially for the first half when you have these questions about, do we get these dinosaurs out? Do we not? And it just becomes similar to the previous film Jurassic World, where you got these people that want to use dinosaurs for their own personal gain, once again, not for entertainment purposes. And then you have this genetically enhanced dinosaur, but now you're adding human cloning into the mix. And then like Zian and Franklin are like gone for like a good portion of the second half. I don't know, it just feels very messy, and it feels like this film could have just been should have been two different films. It's like, what were they going for in this film? It's film. Was this like, did they just like have two different scripts and combined it into one? Story wise, it's messy because of that. And again, it's not the worst Jurassic Park movie. I still prefer this film over Jurassic Park 3. This film still has entertaining moments. But compared to the much more simple stories or smooth stories of Jurassic Park, The Lost World, and Jurassic World, this one feels a lot more all over the place. And the second half is becoming more so of a like typical monster film instead of a Jurassic Park, Jurassic World film. And yeah, there's horror elements in Jurassic Park, but in the Jurassic Park movies, but basically the Indoraptor becomes like the typical monster. And honestly, it feels like I said, it was unnecessary. It feels like this should have been the one film in the Jurassic Park franchise that shouldn't even need to have a dinosaur antagonist. Like, if you just went with the idea of these people buying these dinosaurs and selling them to the black market, yeah, I'm still not crazy about that story, but it would have made more sense than to just add the Indoraptor into the mix. Like, the humans probably should have just been the pure antagonist. I don't think you needed a dinosaur antagonist in this film. Yeah, the Indoraptor looks cool, but it's unnecessary and just adds more to an already messy story. So, all in all, when it comes to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, it's really a tale of uh, quick paced, entertaining, pretty good first half, and then you have a very slow, not as interesting, very messy second half. And then comes the decision that the girl makes. So at the end of the film, when the Indoraptor is dead, they have to make a decision as to whether or not to let these dinosaurs die off. And Claire decides not to spare them, but then Macy decides to spare them, and it leads into something very interesting, something that Ian Malcolm has warned many times, which is the possibilities and the uncertainty of, can dinosaurs and humans coexist. And you see some of these cool scenes of like dinosaurs, T-Rex roaring at a lion. You see the water dinosaurs. And this comes to another thing that I do want to add before I conclude the review. The trailers of these films. I remember the trailers. So the first trailer basically focused much more on the first half. I also noticed the trailers really showed a lot of Ian Malcolm and also the sea dinosaur and the dinosaur roaring at the lion. the marketing reminds me of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 marketing, where a lot of the stuff that was marketed in the trailers wasn't until the end. I remember the Amazing Spider-Man 2 trailers always showed Spider-Man versus Rhino. That wasn't until the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom's marketing did the same thing. They marketed dinosaurs with other animals, other people. That didn't happen until the end of the film. And they also marketed Ian Malcolm, who was only really there at the beginning and end of the film testifying. And yeah, he's still very good, Jeff Goldblum. And when I see Dominion tomorrow, I'm hoping to get a lot more of him. But yeah, the weird marketing reminded me of Amazing Spider-Man 2's trailers. But all in all, with Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I do enjoy this movie for the most part, but it is the definition of a mixed bag. Because like I said, you have this first half that has some of the best scenes in a Jurassic Park movie. Not like the best, but like have some cool scenes. And then you have this very slow, messy second half that really takes me out of the film. It's like the Last Jedi of Jurassic Park movies in some way, because for me, the Last Jedi had like some of the highs of that film were some of the highest in the Star Wars franchise, but then some of the lows were some of the lowest in the Star Wars franchise. And like very, very low is what I mean. And yeah, Fallen Kingdom can be compared to that in some way, because the highs can be super high and the lows can be very low. So all in all, with Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I'm gonna give it a C plus. I do enjoy this movie. I do enjoy rewatching this movie, but the second half really takes me out of it. And I don't know. I'm hearing some mixed responses with Dominion as well. Hopefully, Dominion, at least for me, can be more enjoyable than this. Hopefully something changes. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And now, what do you guys think about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's one of the worst films in the Jurassic Park franchise, or do you think it's one of the better sequels in the franchise? I know for some people it's one of the best sequels. For some people it's one of the worst sequels. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe already if you haven't. Please share this with someone that likes the Jurassic Park movies, the Jurassic World movies. And I'll see you guys real soon. I'm going to be checking out Jurassic World Dominion tomorrow. And I do have a video later in the day kind of sharing what I plan on doing with the channel after my review series, because I'm also doing the Toy Story review series that I'm going to continue next weekend when Lightyear comes out, Toy Story 4. So, yeah, hope to see you guys real soon. Take care, everyone.